You're listening to The Parallel Paths, a podcast designed to elevate your mind, body, and spirit so that you can get everything you want out of life. The only question is, are you ready?
Do you have a business or looking to start one? Establishing your online presence is key. Bluehost makes it quick and easy to get your website up and going, making it an ideal solution for beginners with its fast loading speeds and variety of features. Powering over 2 million websites, Bluehost offers a full range of hosting services, SEO, and much more, all at budget-friendly prices. Sign up today for web hosting as low as $3.95 per month. Click our link in the show notes for instant access to this incredible deal. Now, to the podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Parallel Paths podcast. I'm your co-host, Nikita Moore.
Hey, and I'm your other co-host, Blair McClendon, back for season 2.
Yes. Season 2, this is episode 1. And this episode, we already told y'all the whole theme of the season is all about how we can heal the Black family, the Black community. And this episode is going to focus on self-love. So to start us off, Blair, when you think about self-love in this context, what does that bring to mind?
I would say embracing yourself, your most authentic self, down to your core, like really just being fully accepting of everything that you have to offer and everything that comes with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would totally agree. When you said the fully accepting part, that's definitely what I would define as self-love, and that includes all aspects of it, even the stuff that, somebody might say you might want to leave that in the closet, but understanding that all that is contributing to a whole. So it's like, in order for you to love a part of it, you got to love the whole thing. And self-love looks very different. There's different things you could do to express that love you have for yourself. And I think above anything, the love, like in order for you to love anything, anyone, you have to have that self-love first. And the reason why we're talking about that is because it definitely is a deficit within the Black community. Blair, when we talked about that topic, what were some things that made you feel like self-love was one of the problem areas in the Black community and one of the things that we need to fix and to heal?
Well, I mean, for one, like you see violence amongst each other in our community when there definitely should not be any of that. That's a form of self-hate in itself. I mean, you're attacking somebody who looks just like you, and forget the skin complexion, whatever. But regardless, that's some form of self-hatred when you have that type of emotion towards somebody. So, I mean, that from the systematic ways where we're forced to kind of conform to get by in society, with the way that we're supposed to dress, the way we're supposed to wear our hair, whatever it may be, the way we speak. Got an interesting video to share with you on that one too, so remind me. But there's so many different ways where we're going against our true nature to where we end up hating ourselves. And that's one thing that we have to correct.
Yeah, it's we're acting in a way that where I'm like what they call like kind of code switching. Like I'm having to switch because mine isn't good enough for this setting, so I'm gonna have to dress this way or talk this way. And it starts, at a very early age. Like there definitely were things that it wasn't until my adulthood, and even still now, I'm seeing how I was indoctrinated at a very young age to not prefer my natural, and not just my natural self, which not just referring to my skin color or my physical appearance, but certain aspects of who I am that we've kind of been taught like, oh no, this one's more preferable. So if you're taught that this one's more preferable, then how else can you appraise yourself but as being lesser? And that, like Blair said, like it's a big problem that we need to fix. Just because like when you don't have that love for self, it then comes out and it has consequences for yourself and other people. When I think about self-love, to me, it comes down to I love myself so much that I'm gonna take care of myself, you know, which means that I'm gonna eat a certain way. You know, I'm not gonna be eating a ton of fried foods and dairy and all that stuff. I'm gonna, listen to certain music. I'm gonna do things that cultivate the best part of me, the things that make me feel attended to, taken care of. And I know a big one for me is like, because I've been in school forever, so I have like that college student mentality as far as when it comes to like getting my financing my life and meeting my needs. So like I'll neglect certain things, like not buy certain things for myself. But it's like, no, I need this. And like that's a self-love saying, like I'm worthy for me to spend money on myself,
Right.
to get me these things.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think one thing we probably didn't touch on, but like this goes back to even slavery between light skin, dark skin. That's self-hate in itself. Like that's something that was perpetuated not necessarily from our own people, but from the oppressors. So it's deeply rooted within us on so many levels that it's definitely just becoming aware of all the different things, whether it be the dark skinned girl who might feel she doesn't get the attention that the light skinned girl may, or whatever, that light skin is soft or whatever, like all these trash stereotypes and monikers that we come up with, that are constantly in circulation in our community. We gotta chill on all that. And like Makita said, as far as like self-love, for me, that just includes, for me, feeling the best that I can, uh, being the best version of myself. So when I think I made a post the other day, but like I committed a few years ago to truly aspiring to level up on all levels. So health, wealth, abundance, like you name it. Um, Quitting my job, becoming an entrepreneur full time, like just reading more, eating the right foods, like Makita said, exercising daily, um, drinking nothing but water. Like I don't even drink alcohol anymore. Uh, for those that know me, I will burn. Herb is medicinal, so just to put that out there. But definitely a big advocate for that too. Like cannabis has helped me in so many different ways. That can be a whole episode, but self-care for real is self-love. So taking care of yourself, and I always like to say, you can't fill another cup until yours is full.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think I feel like I'm speaking more for Black women, but we're taught to take care of everyone else. And when we try to do things for ourselves, we're taught that that's selfish. But in order, like you said, in order for you to take care of anybody else, you have to be right. So I
Mm-hmm.
can't, it drives me crazy. Not drives me crazy, but I get so many parents who come in, they bring their children in therapy, but then they're not working on themselves. I'm like, how do you expect this child? Where do you think the child got it from in the first place? And then how do you expect this child to be in an environment that's going to be conducive to that child continuing to progress if they're in an environment that's not progressing itself? Um, but yeah, so when it comes to the healing journey, I think it starts with self love because you have to realize I'm worthy of feeling better physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, relationally, whatever capacity. You have to realize you have that worthiness. And then that self love also means that you're going to make that commitment to doing the things that are going to be required to allow yourself to heal in all those ways. So, yeah, it definitely starts with self love.
Hey, Parallel Podcast listeners, don't forget to check out our own personal brands. If you're looking to learn more about mindfulness, mindset, and meditation, catch me live on Instagram every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, or schedule a free one-on-one consult with me. All that information is in the link in my bio at Makita Smiles. Also, if you're looking for anything health and wellness related, check out Blair's Instagram at 3 Layers of Wellness for links to his website and resources. And for all my Floridians, don't forget to check out bonafidefla.com. That's bonafidefla.com for all things Florida. You can find all of this information in the show notes as well. Now back to the show.
Um,
I was gonna say, I think part of that too is just even acknowledging that you aren't feeling good or that you do deserve better. I think sometimes, depending on the hole that you're in, it can seem so deep that it's almost like an insurmountable type of measure to get out of it. So sometimes people don't see a way, or it's hard to see the flip side or the positive side. So I can understand that piece too. Um, but it's becoming aware, like Makita said, that there is another side of it, and then making the commitment to yourself. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to save you from it or fix whatever that you need fixing, but it starts with you. Some people might help you, but it definitely starts with you and your discipline and self-commitment to it.
Mm-hmm. So for you, Blair, what were some things that you do regularly that helps you cultivate that sense of self-love, or re-realize that love you have for self?
For me, one of my biggest things is just having fun, being active. So like I like doing physical stuff, whether it be playing sports or doing yoga, lifting weights, whatever. So anything physical, that's helped me get back to feeling good. Music is a big piece for me. I feel like when um, I'm really in my bag with music, depending on my mood, like I don't know, I'm feeling like the best version of myself based on that. So again, diet being everything that you're ingesting, whether it be the stuff that you're watching, the stuff that you're listening to, um, the people you're around, whatever, everything you're constantly taking in those environments. So what Makita said too is also vital. Your environment dictates a lot of your circumstances. So just kind of curating the perfect vibe for yourself will take your self-love to the next level.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely cultivating a vibe. Like whatever is your vibe, which it might be different from somebody else, but
Right.
creating that space, that sacred space. Like my apartment, like I created a space that I knew would be conducive to me being in a good, healthy, happy mood. Like there's lots of light colors, lots of plants around. There's, I keep it clean and orderly because that just makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another thing I realized for me, because self-love was definitely something that I had to it was a deficit that I had. Like it was something that I was very insecure as a young kid. So I had to literally like really work to cultivate self-love for myself. And I remember a big part of it was goal setting. Like when I started seeing myself say I'm gonna do something and then I saw myself accomplishing it. And the more and more I did that, I realized it kind of built a level of trust, like I got your back. So it's like I know at least I'm gonna take care of me. And that's to me where that love came from. Even though, and then eventually it was like, oh, I should have known this whole time I'm always worthy of love. Like I am love. That's what we are. We're created from love. So that love is always there. But for me, it took me doing things and holding myself accountable and showing up for myself that allowed that self love to cultivate.
Yeah, for me, I just think it's unique how the situations are so different, and I find that so intriguing with each person that I talk to and their story. Because for me, I didn't start truly loving myself until I got sick from my gastro issues with the Crohn like symptoms and all that stuff. So just trying to fix that kind of made me realize like I was neglecting the things that I love, like I alluded to with the lifting weights and working out and playing sports and stuff like that. Um, so it was like I was neglecting my body in a sense, plus feeding it trash. Like the way I was eating and the way I had treated my body all throughout college and that short bit post grad, oh, it was atrocious. Like I was definitely the one to blame for my situation. So after that, I was like, all right, I got to take full accountability and figure out what I need to do to flip this. So after that, it started with my diet, with what I was eating, and I was like, all right, if I know this is making me sick, why would I continue to eat that if it's gonna make me suffer? So it just kept dwindling and dwindling and dwindling until now, plant-based, whole foods, that's it. And feeling better than I ever have. Just turned 30 and just had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day, but legit probably feel like I'm about 22 right now.
Dang. Yeah. And honestly, I like, even though I do have some aches and pains, things I know I need to work on, which a lot of it comes from just stretching more. Um, People can definitely look at me and they think I'm younger than what I am. Like I just turned 30 as well. And I'm in grad school, which is like a super stressful thing. But to not look like it physically, as well as also not to give off that energy. Like I still give off a very youthful energy, and it's because like I'm nothing but love, like flowing
Yeah.
all up and through here, and it's just
Yeah.
such a good feeling. Like when you have that feeling of love within yourself, and you know how to, when you're not feeling it, know how to cultivate it, know how to pull it back out of yourself. It's just a vibration level, energy level that things are just things happen, like all a whole bunch of good stuff happens to you. Um, so like really cultivating self-love is so important for so many reasons. Both just seeing things happen in your life, being able to more positively impact the lives of other people, and having that energy attracts other good things in your life. So yeah.
I mean, and you kind of hit on it there, but like part of self-love too is wanting the best for others. So using other people's victories and seeing that as a victory for yourself, because I mean, we're really just looking at each other as mirrors at the end of the day. So somebody else's victory is, I mean, you should be celebrating that, and you will attract that energy. So, I mean, everything comes full circle. You put out that energy, it'll come back to you.
And that's why when you do bad things to people, you feel it too. It's because you're doing, like, we're all connected. So it's like, you know, the more you cultivate it within yourself, the more you're able to put it out. And the more you put it out, it's just coming right. It's like an energy flow. It's flowing right back to you. Um, and yeah, it's the start of it. It's all going to start from
For
something.
sure. But and I think one thing too you hit on early in the episode, but acknowledge the dark side. Like everybody has the side that they don't necessarily want the world to see or whatever, but part of it is embracing that side and using that energy and being able to transmute it for good. Um, but again, this starts with self-awareness, like truly being able to disconnect to reconnect.
What do you mean by disconnect?
Just I mean, like if it's any outside influences, whether it be media, family, whatever, like just disconnect for a second to gather yourself. For those who meditate, that's exactly what you're doing. You're disconnecting to reconnect, which is huge when it comes to self-love, because then you're able to actually pinpoint and figure out which areas need to be tended to.
Yeah. Yep. So, definitely say meditate is another form of my self-love. Exercising,
Big
eating
facts.
right, like you said, cultivating the environment. Setting boundaries has been a big self-love for me, self-love practice. Like saying no to people, saying like when I'm not okay with stuff, not answering the phone, not responding, but like had like, especially nowadays when we're like we're so connected to everything and everything is so immediate, like we feel like we gotta do this and do that. No, no, I'm not coming today. No, no, like, gonna have to cancel. So it's
Yeah.
like the
Again,
boundaries.
do what makes you feel good, and at the end of the day, protect your energy. That's the key.
Yep, yep. All right. Let's see. Anything else we need to give the people on self-love? Like we said, the theme of this whole season is all about how we can heal as a Black community. And it starts with that self-love to recognize, to be able to look at yourself honestly and see where the pain is, where the hurt is, where you let yourself down, what needs to be fixed. So being able to look at that from a loving space, I I always refer back to like how I keep a younger version of like a 4-year-old picture of myself, and like Blair and I have our little mini selves in the backgrounds here because like we do it we do it for them because that essence is still inside of you, and like you gotta show it love. So it's like you're taking care of that inner child version of you. Um, and once you do that, it just helps everything else kind of fall into place. So it all starts with self love. It begins with love. It ends with love. It's always gone. Blair, do you have anything else for the people?
Oh man, you just dropped some gems, man. Embrace that inner child. Think of the things that made you um, laugh when you were a kid, or think of the things that you enjoyed to do as a kid, and see where you might be able to pick up some of those pieces, and you'll start to unlock some magical stuff within. So again, embrace every aspect of yourself, love yourself fully. Don't compromise yourself for anybody. Stay true to yourself. And again, protect your energy at all costs.
Yep, yep. Remember, you are perfect as you are. And as long as you're on this earth, you're on a continuous part of this journey. So you're never done. Just keep going and keep loving yourself.
Facts.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And also comment. Let us know what you're thinking. What are your thoughts about what we talked about? If you have anything else to add, we would love to hear from you. Yeah, is that
For sure.
it?
Let us know how you feel about the shorter format. We're just experimenting, but wanted to try and get in some quick gems. So, like Makita said, definitely share your thoughts with us. And we're still trying to make this thing better. So, let's keep it going. Got a lot more coming for you.
All right, y'all. Peace and love.
Peace.